Let me tell you something. Success is not a coincidence. It is not luck. It's about discipline, sacrifice, and making choices that most people refuse to make. Do you want a better life? Do you want more money, more opportunities, more freedom? Then you have to do something different. I'm telling you this because I have experienced it. And today I'm going to tell you why waking up early will change your life forever. At 4 a.m., the world is still asleep. No cars honking, no kids crying, no emails flooding your inbox. It's just silence, a rare kind of peace that allows you to think, focus, and plan. It's the kind of environment where breakthroughs happen. This is the time when million-dollar ideas are born, when you can sit with your thoughts, reflect on your goals, and strategize without interruptions. Most people never get this kind of quiet time. They wake up rushing, reacting, and barely surviving the day. But you are ahead of the noise. Think about it. When was the last time you had a moment of pure stillness? When you weren't scrolling through your phone or being pulled in 100 directions. Most people go their whole lives never experiencing that kind of mental clarity. But at 4 a.m., it's yours. This is when you take control. When you journal, pray, meditate, or simply sit with your ideas. The world isn't setting the pace for you. You are setting the pace for the world. That kind of clarity will change everything. You'll start to see the bigger picture. You'll stop making decisions based on pressure and start making them based on purpose. You'll finally hear your thoughts instead of everyone else's. If you have ever felt stuck, overwhelmed, or like you are constantly playing catch up, waking up at 4 a.m. will reset your entire approach to life. It gives you a level of control most people never experience. When you wake up early, you are already winning before the rest of the world even opens their eyes. By the time they hit snooze, you have put in work. By the time they roll out of bed, you have already accomplished more than most people do in an entire day. Success is about momentum. The earlier you start, the more you can build. Imagine waking up and knowing that by 7 a.m. you have already read, worked out, written down your goals, and made progress on your dreams. Most people are still stumbling to the coffee maker at that time. This is why top athletes, CEOs, and high achievers wake up early. They don't have more hours in a day. They just use them differently. If you can create a 3-hour advantage over the rest of the world every single day, that adds up. In a week, that's 21 extra hours. In a month, that's 84 hours. In a year, that's over 1,000 hours of extra time spent on your success. It's a mindset shift. When you wake up before everyone else, you stop feeling like life is happening to you and start feeling like you are in control of your destiny. You aren't waiting for opportunities, you are creating them. Do you ever notice how people who wake up late are always in a rush, always behind? That's not just about time. That's about mentality. But when you wake up early, you move with confidence. You move with purpose. By the time the world wakes up, you have already made decisions, set goals, and taken action. You are in the driver's seat while everyone else is just trying to catch up. Waking up at 4 a.m. isn't just about gaining time. It's about building mental toughness. It's about proving to yourself that you can do hard things even when you don't feel like it. Your mind is like a muscle. The more you push it, the stronger it gets. If you can master the discipline of waking up at 4 a.m. when your body is screaming to stay in bed, imagine what else you can do. This is where champions are made. Champions don't wait until they feel like doing something. They do it because they know it needs to be done. Waking up early is the first battle of the day. And when you win that battle, everything else becomes easier. Think about the days you have hit snooze over and over. How did you feel? Probably sluggish, guilty, and behind schedule. Now think about the days when you got up early and took charge. You felt powerful, in control, and ready to take on anything. Waking up early forces you to break the cycle of procrastination. It forces you to make a choice, comfort or progress. And every time you choose to progress, you build confidence in yourself. You prove that you are stronger than your excuses. This kind of mental toughness carries over into every area of your life. Suddenly, you are not just waking up early. You are eating better, working harder, and making smarter decisions. Success isn't just about what you do. It's about who you become. You become the kind of person who doesn't quit, the kind of person who follows through, the kind of person who does what others won't so you can have what others can't. Early in the morning, something powerful happens. You can finally hear yourself think. The noise of the world is gone. No emails, no notifications, no conversations pulling you in different directions, just silence. And in that silence, you start to see things differently. Ideas come to you. Solutions become clear. The things that seemed complicated yesterday suddenly make sense today. Most people live their lives in a constant state of distraction. They wake up, check their phones, rush to work, answer calls, reply to messages, and by the time they sit down to think the day is over, they go to bed exhausted only to repeat the same cycle the next day. There's no time for deep thinking, no space to process emotions, no room to plan. But when you wake up early, you break free from that cycle. This is the time when self-doubt fades and your vision sharpens. You start asking yourself the real questions. What do I want? Where am I going? Am I on the right path? When you're constantly in motion, you don't stop to reflect. But early, you have the chance to sit down, look at your life, and make adjustments before it's too late. You'll notice that your decision-making improves. You are not making choices based on pressure or urgency. You are making them from a place of clarity. You are not reacting to life. You are directing it. That's the difference between people who drift through life and people who take control of it. When your mind is clear, your confidence grows. You stop second-guessing yourself. You stop hesitating. You stop making excuses. You start moving with purpose because you know exactly where you are headed. Clarity gives you that power. It eliminates doubt. It removes fear. It replaces confusion with conviction. This is why some of the most successful people in the world wake up early. They don't do it just for the extra time. They do it because it gives them mental sharpness. It allows them to think ahead, to anticipate problems before they happen, and to see opportunities others miss. While everyone else is waking up in chaos, they are already 5 steps ahead, executing a plan they created in the stillness of the morning. Most people spend their lives trying to figure things out, but when you take control of your mornings, things start to figure themselves out. Your mind gets clearer, your goals get sharper, your actions become more intentional. The confusion that once held you back starts to disappear, and for the first time, you see the path forward. Most people wake up and immediately start playing defense. They are rushing, reacting, and trying to keep up. By the time they get a moment to focus, half the day is gone. But when you wake up early, you start your day on offense. You get ahead before the world even knows what's happening. That's how you take control of your time instead of letting time control you. The biggest productivity killer isn't a lack of talent or motivation, it's distraction. When you wake up later in the day, distractions are everywhere. People are texting you, emails are piling up, social media is buzzing, and the world is already demanding your attention. But early, all of that disappears. There's no one bothering you, no one expecting anything from you. It's just you and the work that needs to get done. When you eliminate distractions, your focus becomes razor sharp. You are not multitasking, jumping from one thing to another. You are locked in. You move with a different level of intensity. The tasks that used to take hours start getting done in half the time. That's why waking up early isn't just about gaining extra hours. It's about using the hours you have more effectively. By the time the world wakes up, you have already made progress. You have handled important tasks before most people even check their phones. That kind of momentum is powerful. It makes you feel unstoppable. You don't spend your day playing catch up. You spend it building on the foundation you already laid in the early hours of the morning. Energy plays a huge role in productivity. People assume waking up early will make them tired, but the opposite happens. When you start your day with purpose and structure, your body responds with energy. You feel sharper, more alert, and more engaged. Instead of dragging through the day, you move through it with power. Successful people don't waste time. They maximize it. They know that every minute they waste is a minute they can't get back. That's why so many high achievers wake up early. They understand that the first few hours of the day set the tone for everything that follows. If you start strong, you stay strong. If you spend the rest of the day trying to recover lost time, most people don't realize how much time they waste in a day, mindlessly scrolling, procrastinating, moving without direction. But when you wake up early with a plan, that wasted time disappears. You become intentional. You become efficient. You start accomplishing more in a few hours than most people do in an entire day. One of the biggest lies people tell themselves is, I don't have time. They say they want to start a business, write a book, get in shape, learn a skill, but they claim life is too busy. They blame their jobs, their families, their responsibilities. But the truth is, it's not a time problem, it's a priorities problem. There are 24 hours a day, and the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is how they use them. Early, there are no excuses, no meetings, no phone calls, no emails. Nobody is asking for your attention. This is the time you've been waiting for, the time to build something for yourself, the time to invest in your future, the time to do the work that will move you closer to the life you say you want. Because if you don't make time for your dreams now, when will you? Most people push their dreams to the side, thinking they'll get to them someday, but someday never comes. They get stuck in the same routine, trapped in the same cycle, always waiting for the right moment. But the right moment isn't coming. You have to create it. And that starts by waking up early and dedicating those quiet hours to your goals. You can't expect your dreams to fit into the leftover spaces of your life. If you only work on them when you feel like it, they'll never happen. If you only chase them when it's convenient, you'll keep falling behind. But when you wake up before the rest of the world, you are making a statement. This is important to me. I'm serious about this. I'm going to make it happen. Think about what you could accomplish with an extra 2, 3, or even 4 hours every morning. Imagine the progress you could make on that business idea, that book, that fitness goal, that passion project. Even if you only dedicate 1 hour a day, that's 365 hours a year. That's over 9 full work weeks of time that most people waste. What could you build in that time? How much could your life change? Waking up early forces you to be intentional. You stop living on autopilot. You stop letting the day control you. Instead of waking up and going straight into survival mode, you wake up and go into creation mode. You are no longer just existing, you are building something real. That's the difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck. The hardest part is getting started. The first few mornings will be rough. You'll want to stay in bed. You'll tell yourself it's too early, that you can start tomorrow. But once you push through, once you see what's possible, once you experience what it feels like to have time for your dreams, you'll never go back. Most people wake up every day feeling like they're already behind. The alarm goes off and they are instantly thrown into chaos, rushing to get ready, scrambling to answer emails, fighting traffic, and trying to keep up with everything life throws at them. From the moment they open their eyes, they are reacting instead of acting. But when you wake up early, you take back control. You set the pace. You decide how your day begins. There's a huge difference between waking up with purpose and waking up out of obligation. Most people don't wake up because they want to. They wake up because they have to. Their job demands it, their responsibilities require it, and their bills depend on it. But when you wake up early by choice, before anyone else needs you, you start your day on your terms. You take charge of your time instead of letting it be dictated by external forces. Control over your life starts with controlling your mornings. If you can master the first few hours of your day, you'll start to master everything else. You won't feel like life is just happening to you. You'll feel like you are the one making things happen. That shift in mindset is powerful. It separates those who drift through life from those who take the wheel and steer toward their vision. When you wake up early, you make time for the things that truly matter. You don't just wake up and dive into work. You wake up and invest in yourself. You exercise, you read, you plan, you reflect, you set the tone for the day ahead instead of letting the day dictate your mood and energy. That kind of control builds confidence. It makes you feel stronger, more capable, and more in command of your destiny. Think about the people who always seem to be overwhelmed, stressed, and exhausted. They aren't in control. They are reacting to everything around them. Their schedule runs them instead of the other way around. They are constantly chasing time, constantly feeling like there's never enough of it. But when you start your day early, that pressure disappears. You move with intention. You operate from a place of strategy, not stress. The truth is, life will always throw challenges your way. There will always be responsibilities, distractions, and unexpected problems. But when you start your day with control, you are better equipped to handle anything that comes your way. You don't let the little things shake you. You don't feel like you are being pulled in 100 directions. You stay focused, you stay disciplined, and you stay ahead. People spend their whole lives waiting for things to calm down, waiting for the right time to take charge, waiting for the perfect moment to get organized and focused. But waiting isn't a strategy. Taking control starts now. It starts the moment you decide to get up before the world and make your life happen on your terms. Success isn't built on luck. It's built on habits. The most successful people in the world don't wait until they feel like working hard. They don't rely on motivation because motivation fades. What separates winners from everyone else is their routine. They wake up early, they execute their plan, and they do it consistently. They don't waste time thinking about whether they should do something. They just do it. Champions don't become great by accident. Athletes train at the same time every day. CEOs follow structured morning routines. High achievers create disciplined habits that set them up for success. They don't roll out of bed whenever they feel like it. They don't start their day in chaos. They start it with intention, focus, and consistency. That's what waking up early gives you. A structured routine that transforms your life. Most people struggle with consistency. They'll eat healthy for a while. They'll work on their goals when they have time. And they'll exercise when they feel motivated. But inconsistency kills progress. If you only show up when it's convenient, you'll never break through to the next level. That's why waking up early is so powerful. It forces you to show up every day with no excuses. When you build a strong morning routine, it creates momentum that carries into everything else you do. You start your day with discipline, and that discipline follows you throughout the day. You make better choices. You stay on track. You develop the kind of work ethic that separates average people from extraordinary ones. A strong routine isn't just about productivity, it's about identity. When you commit to waking up early, you stop seeing yourself as someone who tries to be successful and start seeing yourself as someone successful. You develop the mindset of a champion. You become the kind of person who is willing to do what others won't to achieve what others can't. People who lack a routine struggle with inconsistency. They start strong but fizzle out. They work hard for a few weeks, then lose focus. They take 2 steps forward, then 1 step back. But when you wake up early and stick to a structured routine, you eliminate that cycle. You create habits that make success inevitable. You remove the guesswork. You don't rely on willpower. You rely on discipline. When you study the greats, you'll see a pattern. They don't wake up whenever they feel like it. They don't approach their day with randomness. They follow a process. And that process leads to results. That's what champions do. They don't wait for success to come to them. They build a routine that brings success to them. Most people assume waking up early will leave them exhausted, but the reality is the opposite. When you take control of your mornings, your body and mind adjust in ways you never expect. You stop feeling drained, sluggish, and unmotivated. Instead, you wake up with purpose. You wake up feeling refreshed. You wake up ready to attack the day with more energy than you have ever had. The reason so many people feel tired all the time isn't because they don't sleep enough. It's because they don't wake up with intention. They hit snooze multiple times. They drag themselves out of bed. They rush through their morning feeling groggy and behind before the day even starts. That kind of start drains your energy before you even get to work. But when you wake up early with discipline and a plan, your body responds with energy. Your body operates on rhythm. If your sleep schedule is inconsistent, your energy levels will be inconsistent. But when you wake up at the same time every morning, your body gets used to it. You start sleeping better. You start waking up feeling naturally alert instead of exhausted. Instead of fighting your own body every morning, you start working with it. And that changes everything. Most people relying on caffeine and sugar just to make it through the day. They use coffee as a crutch and energy drinks as a quick fix, but they are still tired. That's because energy doesn't come from stimulants, it comes from momentum. When you start your day early with purpose and movement, your energy compounds. You don't need to wake up because you have already built natural energy by being active and focused from the start. Exercise plays a big role in this. When you wake up early, you have time to move your body. Even just 20, 30 minutes of physical activity in the morning boosts your energy all day long. It wakes up your brain, it gets your blood flowing, it puts you in an active state instead of a passive one. The more you move in the morning, the more energy you have for the rest of the day. Mental energy is just as important as physical energy. When you wake up early, you eliminate the stress that comes from rushing. You are not scrambling to get ready. You are not starting your day in panic mode. You are calm, collected, and focused. That mental clarity keeps your energy high because you are not wasting it on unnecessary stress and distractions. People who wake up late always feel like they're catching up. They feel drained because they are constantly in reaction mode, trying to keep up with everything around them. But when you wake up early, you set the pace. You control the tempo. You start your day feeling powerful, energized, and fully in control. Waking up early isn't just about adding good habits. It's about forcing yourself to eliminate the bad ones. Most of the unhealthy, unproductive choices people make happen late at night. That's when they binge watch shows for hours, scroll endlessly on social media, snack on junk food, or waste time on things that add no value to their lives. When you commit to waking up early, those habits have to go. You can't stay up until 1 a.m. watching TV if you know you have to be up early. You can't waste hours on your phone at night if you're serious about your morning routine. You start making different choices because you know your success depends on it. You begin valuing your time more, realizing that every late night of mindless activity is stealing from your productivity the next day. When you wake up early, your entire lifestyle shifts. You start going to bed at a reasonable hour. You start treating your evenings differently. Instead of wasting them, you use them to prepare for the next day. You read, you plan, you wind down in a way that sets you up for success. That one shift alone can change everything because it eliminates the time that most people waste without even realizing it. Bad habits thrive on inconsistency and lack of discipline, but waking up early requires discipline, and discipline kills bad habits. You can't live a reckless lifestyle and expect to be up before the sun, focused and ready to work. The moment you commit to early mornings, you naturally start cutting out the behaviors that were holding you back. A lot of people struggle with things like procrastination, laziness, and a lack of self-control. They set goals, but they don't follow through. They want to change, but they keep falling into the same patterns. Waking up early forces you to break those patterns. It creates structure. It builds momentum. The more disciplined you become in the morning, the easier it becomes to stay disciplined in everything else. Success is about the small choices you make daily. If you choose to waste time at night, you'll wake up tired, unmotivated, and behind schedule. But if you choose to sleep early, wake up with purpose, and attack the day, you set yourself up for long-term success. The best part, the more you do it, the more natural it becomes. What once felt like a sacrifice now feels like a lifestyle upgrade. Most people don't realize how much their nighttime habits are affecting their future. They think watching one more episode, scrolling for a few more minutes, or staying up a little later won't make a difference. But over time, those small choices add up. When you wake up early, you stop making those excuses. You start holding yourself accountable. You stop letting bad habits run your life, and you start taking control. Something changes in you when you start waking up early. It's not just about productivity or discipline. It's about the way you carry yourself. You walk differently. You talk differently. You show up with a different kind of energy. People start noticing that something is different about you. Even if they can't quite put their finger on it, they see the confidence. They see the focus. They see the glow. That glow isn't just physical. It's the glow of purpose. When you start waking up early and taking control of your life, you feel a new sense of direction. You are no longer wandering through the day, reacting to whatever happens. You move with intention. You have a plan. That kind of clarity shows up in your energy. It's the look of someone who knows exactly where they are going. And when you wake up before the world, you eliminate stress. You are not rushing through your morning. You are not starting your day in a state of panic. You are calm, collected, and in control. That inner peace radiates outward. People start asking what's changed. They see you handling pressure differently. They see you moving with confidence. That's the power of owning your mornings. Success has a way of showing up in the way you present yourself. You'll notice you have more energy. Your posture improves. Your voice carries more authority. You start looking people in the eye with certainty. That's not just from waking up early. That's from building a routine that sharpens your mind, strengthens your body, and elevates your mindset. Most people are drained before the day even begins. They wake up groggy, they rely on caffeine to function, and they drag themselves through the day. But when you start your day on your terms, your energy is different. You don't need to fake confidence because you feel confident. You don't need to act like you have direction because you have direction. That difference is something people notice even if you don't say a word. The glow isn't just about how you look, it's about the way you make people feel. When you are disciplined, focused, and energized, you inspire others. People want to know what you are doing. They want to understand how you can stay so sharp, so driven, so consistent. And that's when you realize that waking up early isn't just about changing your life. It's about setting an example for those around you. The more you stay consistent, the brighter that glow becomes. You start attracting different opportunities. You start surrounding yourself with people who also want to win. You start stepping into the version of yourself that you always knew was possible. It all starts with that one decision, to take control of your mornings and let that glow do the talking. Waking up early isn't just a way to improve your productivity. It's a gateway to becoming the person you were always meant to be. The version of yourself that's confident, driven, and unstoppable doesn't show up by chance. It's a result of consistent effort, of showing up every day, of putting in the work when no one is watching. When you wake up early, you start building that person, step by step. For most of your life, you have been busy trying to fit into a mold that society created for you. You've been told to follow a specific path, to live a certain way, and to operate within a set schedule. But deep down, you have always known that there's more to you than what's expected. Waking up early forces you to break free from those constraints. You take control of your time and your life, and that's when you start unlocking the true potential within you. When you wake up early, you stop wasting time on distractions. You stop allowing things to pull you in a million directions. Instead, you start focusing on the one thing that truly matters, becoming the best version of yourself. You stop making excuses and start making progress. You stop settling for average and start aiming for excellence. That shift is what transforms you into the person you were meant to be. The early mornings are where you build your discipline, your resilience, and your work ethic. These aren't qualities that happen by accident. They are developed through repetition, through consistently showing up when it's hard, when it's uncomfortable, when it feels easier to just stay in bed. Every time you get up early, you become a little bit stronger. Every time you push yourself to move forward, you become closer to the person who is capable of achieving anything. People who achieve great things don't rely on motivation. They rely on their routine. They rely on the habits they have cultivated over time. Waking up early is the foundation for everything else. When you start your day with purpose, with clarity, and with energy, you give yourself the best possible chance to succeed. It's not about finding the right moment or waiting for life to give you the perfect opportunity. It's about creating those opportunities yourself, one early morning at a time. As you continue waking up early, you'll begin to see the changes. You'll feel different. You'll act differently. You'll stop doubting yourself because you'll have built the kind of consistency and confidence that no one can take away from you. People around you will start to notice the difference. You'll be operating at a higher level than ever before, and it won't be a coincidence. It will be the result of the hard work and dedication you have put in every single morning. You'll look back one day and realize that waking up early didn't just change your routine, it changed your life. It allowed you to become the person you were meant to be, the person you always knew was inside of you, the person who takes control, who pursues their dreams relentlessly, and who refuses to settle for anything less than greatness. And that's the power of those early mornings.